let's see, is this working now? That works. Let's set up my laptop real quick. Oh, damn. Okay. Some things to note before I begin. Before it possibly rudely interrupts me. Again. Just make sure it's all set up. Alright. Yesterday. Why, there wasn't a stream. It wasn't a stream because I don't know, I was either my internet or the PlayStation, or at least my connection to Twitch was being very, very flip-floppy, as you could probably see on Twitch. There's like 3 streams and like 2 to 8 minutes. Yeah, I tried streaming that. Didn't work. Tried 3 times. So I gave up. Honestly, this stream doesn't work, then I may just wait until Monday. Because at least then I will have my capture card and be able to stream without worry. That's all I really want to do, is just stream without worry. Because as long as my capture card is on, I need the internet for it to work. So if my internet randomly shuts off or becomes very glitchy and messy, then at least I will not have to worry about it turning off on me. And that is all that matters. Alright. So what was missed the last time? What I wasn't able to show. A couple of the side missions. Yes, exit photo mode. Okay. So basically let's see, we went here, we talked to Cyril, the undying guy. He gave us a quest to go check on his recon team, which we did. So this one map section is now done. You went here, fought a couple of those ancient being things made out of stone. And yeah, most of the recon team, or at least I think I was most of the recon team, I think, had died because the others were focusing on finishing their objective and finishing their duty as opposed to preserving their life, which Clive was very, very pissed at. So then we go back, we talk to him, and he brings up, well, this is our duty. You know, we focus on serving the Phoenix, even if it costs our lives, type of thing. Which Clive is like, yeah, nah, Joshua would not want that. And I mean, to be honest, he's right. He's just like, think about what Joshua would want. Would you really think that Joshua would want you to kill yourselves to finish this research? No. No, he would not. And that was that mission, and then we went over here. I think it was right up here. Yeah, right about here. I think it was right there. It's one of these two. When I just killed a couple of those ancient guys and got one of these spheres for the even weirder science mission right there. Sucks I was missed. Obviously, I can't do it justice. And now I started this one, which is no, it's the Eloise mission, where basically the slaves that she was, not slaves, well, I mean, technically they are slaves. She was gonna turn them into just normal people. So the slave bearers that she was gonna buy and then put to that town basically got bought by military people. Or not military people, what are they called? The Consiate? The Consiate, I think? It's something like that. It's over there. So, with that, like, double the price she was gonna pay for it, so the military gave it to them without even confronting her anymore. I was just like, nah, we're done with you. So now she's going over there to possibly buy them back.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
This consortium.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
Decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, with any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. As long as they pay.
That does
Oh, well.
sound unusual.
At least they're safe.
If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I mean, y'all were kind of the dickheads that tried to go over her head and then expect her to join you afterwards. That ain't how it works.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them. I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least.
Yeah. I should just say, if the stream does cut off, it's more than likely
so
because
badly to see them
of a
freed.
thunderstorm. What's going on right now?
Word from Cashlock. The village
It's
is
just the
under
thunder.
attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head.
What?
Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo.
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just make sure he's safe.
Alright, let's move, Clive. Move.
Hold on, Theo.
Don't worry, Theo. Teleport. I probably should let him finish his dialogue first before I just teleport willy-nilly. We had to save the city again, but dragon? I feel like it's gonna be one of those. It's a wyvern, isn't it? It's a wyvern. It's not a dragon. It's very obvious that it's not gonna be a dragon.
What's the situation? All clear this end.
I guess I'm running the wrong direction like an idiot. And I needed to heal myself, but I never did. Yeah, also just in case you hear a random crack of thunder. You know, it could happen. No, I'm really annoyed about the fact that yesterday I couldn't stream at all. But once I do have to capture card, we don't have to worry about that.
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me.
Yes, Torgal with me. Yeah, I got the Elgato HD 60 X because it was on a massive sale on Amazon. So I got it for only 130 bucks. Well, with tax, it's higher than that, but whatever. I determined that was a good enough purchase to allow me to basically record whatever I want, stream, do all that stuff without having to like worry. So I can actually record actual videos as well. And I can actually turn the streams into basically mini compilations of what happened.
Where are you, Theo?
Yeah, basically like a normal video, you know. Kind of like a Neocranium, like I mentioned, his editing style. Reminds me, I probably should actually watch more of those, in recording that happened. Because I always do think it's neat when people like record their processing. And that's what Neo does. sure it's still working. Being funky, it's being weird. Alright, we're back. Oh, he's 100% dead.
Damn it. Leaf is too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Tornado. Honestly, what I'll probably do is just launch this out. Ooh, that's... Yeah, that sounded close. Okay. That was really close.
Don't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Nah, it's gonna be pretty easy.
Let's try.
I refuse to believe that this dragon is gonna be any tougher than the previous dragon. Sparrog. What's my goddamn ass?
Too slow. Fire and
Music. Pretty great. Alright. No need to tank damage like that, dragon. Oh shit!
Too slow. Too slow.
Aw, you can't even use the full thing like the other guy can. No. Shit. That's gonna be annoying this power back and walk in. Dragon dance. You know, this would have been a nice, like, appetizer before Sparrog. Nope, sorry. Sparrog was tougher. Oh, one thing I'm gonna make sure that I do is I'm gonna save after every little thing. Just in case if suddenly, boom, power. Thanks, Torg. $68,000 damage. Oh, that would have been it. Holy shit, I can't believe I got hit by that. Alright, goodbye.
Farewell.
Yeah. Rain. If only the rain, go away, come again another day.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that.
No.
There are, oh no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not.
No way! I didn't think I'd actually do this!
Else dream. Theodore.
No! Oh, I can't believe I did that!
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you. Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye. Oh.
Oh, come on, man! Damn, that actually kind of hurt. I don't know. He was kind of a cool character. I mean, I didn't know much about him. I only had 4 missions with him. Nah, you walk too close, you will turn as well. Bro, you can at least grab the sword he used. It still dropped on the ground. That really does suck. Because there's not even a corpse to bury. So it seems like if somebody that they really care about is nearby, an Akashic will no longer, like, be mindless.
I think I'll be all right.
Is what I've just determined.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone.
Rest in peace.
Because I sent him to that place. Against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to...
Damn, man. Damn, damn. I didn't expect them to actually do it. I thought this was gonna be one of those games where, like,
to move on. But I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue
this
our
is kind of
work.
what I expected.
We can make a
Had
difference here.
Wade.
We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from
There we
life
go.
than
You
that.
know, Wade went to
So
investigate
I'll carry on
the
doing what
ether
we do,
fields and
ensuring that goods,
then find
people,
Wade Akashic.
bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have, and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is
He's
the
in the
life I
ether
have
now.
chosen, the life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can, whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then, for Theodore.
This one hurt. That one hurt. Trading places too. Rest in peace, my guy. He is dead.
Eloise
Damn.
isn't the type to give up.
I mean,
Won't
she did just
find
lose her
a
brother, so.
finer array this side of the strait.
Many thanks. A fine choice.
Farewell.
It's actually really gotta suck. Like, obviously. Like, let's see. Yeah, the brother turns Akashic, which seems like it's gonna be a mindless state, and he was gonna be mindless the entire time. And Clive would have had to kill him in his mindlessness, or he was gonna attack people.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been
Thanks to
faring
actually
since you brought everyone
seeing
together.
somebody who he really cared about.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful.
Actually,
Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's
that
throats.
basically kind of solidifies Ultima's
Our
whole
stores are
thing.
full, and the
Because,
bandits
you know, as he
still
said,
too
oh,
disorganized to raid them.
connections improve
Just
consciousness
as the
or whatever,
good Lady
and
Jane and
remove
Lord
all of that
Underhill
stuff, so
intended.
consciousness disappears.
You allowed? Lubor's
And as
going
you
to
just
be
saw
one
right
too.
there, a deep
They're going
connection
to make him the Lord of
brought
Dalamil. Because of how he stopped all the grown-ups
him
from
back.
fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if
Brought-
the people wish me to lead them,
brought him back
I
from-
shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking
Actually,
of
that's a very
menaces,
good way of representing
maybe
that.
a rather worrying one just over the
That
horizon.
technically Ultima is right
there
when it
indeed.
comes to, like, you know,
I'm
like
afraid
toxic
the example
stuff.
Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting
It's not like
a
they come
united
fully
front
back. They don't come fully
might
back. It's just like
have caught
momentary.
the bandits' attention, and they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws.
A League of
They grow more
Outlaws?
organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off. Just
God
like
damn,
last
bro.
time.
It's just thunder,
No matter how
thunder,
many of them
thunder,
there are.
thunder, thunder.
Won't we, Lubor?
Or I
Of
guess
course we
lightning,
will.
lightning,
If
lightning,
we
lightning,
continue
lightning.
to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will
It's
be.
like, goddamn.
Until the only way to overcome it
I got
might
Thor
be
outside
to
my
run for
window.
the hills.
What's going on?
Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more? How could I refuse? Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you. I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a man?
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
Mustard and mandrakes.
If there's one thing we've learned over the past few moons,
And the fine fella took my...
I ran the wrong direction. I'm an idiot.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnes by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he
So
want
he's
you
gonna be
to
the
do?
mayor?
He asked for my
Oh,
aid
he
in
is the
putting down
mayor,
the
he says.
bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
And you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver, just out there across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Let's do this.
ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Wait. All the way at the end. Screw up. I don't need your minuscule XP. So I'm gonna destroy this camp. I'm gonna go back, tell them, hey, it's all good, and then progress. We still need 15 of those
That must be the
collectible
camp
things,
victim
which
mentioned.
basically just tells me
Come on then,
that.
Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers!
Lock and fingers? Oh my god, you just hear their screams of terror. Damn, this is gonna hurt more now. Oh, they just want me to continue beating his ass. Oh my god, they just want me to keep up. That's gotta suck. Like, realistically, if somebody kept on... If somebody kept on casting Cure on me while I'm getting my fucking ass beat, I'd be fucking pissed. Alright, we're done with you. Enough. Nope, you're done. You're done fucked up. Get parried, you useless sack of shit.
It's over. I better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar.
For
Saying
what?
that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
How did they even get away with making Clive a bear? I mean, I guess he does use, like, fire shit, but... It's Phoenix's blessing. Or basically just the power of the Phoenix that he gets absorbed.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running. But we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
We had to talk about to the townspeople.
Like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
No, shut.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them.
Well, we gotta change them.
And quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree.
Maybe I had to walk myself.
I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can.
Lord Underhill.
Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try. And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
You know I'm not. Just listen.
That's dumb. Oh, he's a bear now.
Why do they always have to make such a rush?
You all along that he was playing us for fools.
And we fell for it. We followed him. A bearer.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
That's the best you could do, Clive?
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's ill-gotten gil, perhaps?
I assume the situation is hopeless? There's still hope. But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
It would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Was it
If
not?
it's available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Come on, man. You should do better. Honestly, Cloud is like disappointing. That's your best defense? Oh, well, I mean, hey, he has a forge, and he uses that forge to help people. Thus, he's a good guy. Not, yeah, no. He's united this town through literally multiple bandit attacks. He's kept a lot of people in check, literally kept this place basically afloat by himself in the Dalimil Inn, making sure nothing happens to the people the entire time. No, not gonna say a single thing about that. Like, really? What is the Dame? Be a fucking bearer? Hidden bearer? The Dame now as well? Is that what's gonna happen?
There were ghosts at the gates, not
Like, everything is falling apart now. For every single, like, group. First, Elion, Elish, I think. Yeah, now I just hear these L's over there.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My
Now,
wards and I may
Lubor
soon be
loses
without
his home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal.
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How?
By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambre.
That's why you need Clive, who's even more
Whose
powerful.
stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. Now, any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
I mean, you're a very, very respected person of this town.
Thank you,
To the point where
Tell me then.
go in this area, you hear about the Dame, and if you hear, oh no, you might be messing with the Dame, they're like, oh no.
Alright.
I don't want to mess with the Dame. If I mess with the Dame, I won't be able to go meet a courtesan, I guess? Is that what they're all?
I may have
Courtesans
met this Duke before, at the remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
This way.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the Dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
Man jogged over.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Nah.
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, You will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely.
Unyielding
The common
spirit.
folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
What's she gonna do?
Come back later.
Okay.
Citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Okay, it's the other side of the wall.
As long as you remain.
I mean, she is right, and it's always so dumb with these people. It's like, oh, if I rule with an iron fist, the people will have to follow me. And then eventually, guess what? A revolt happens, and you are dead. Your loyal soldiers are dead. Or if not dead, highly weakened to the point where anybody else can just pop in and take over. All because you decided to not treat your citizens
Not much.
like people.
None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had
Kind of
to
like
set up shop
corporations,
in
you know?
the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they?
Those
Now
that
he's
don't
trying to drive
treat
us out
their
completely.
employees
Threatens to
like
take everything we've got
human
from us.
beings usually fail.
If the Dame said she wanted
Unless
to run
obviously
out
it's
of town,
massive corporation
straight
like
for that checkpoint
Walmart
Tarbuck
or
in England.
Amazon that already had built up their rapport originally, and they're already extremely wealthy, and now they're doing horrible practices, so you can't do anything about that now. But if it's a startup like what this guy's trying to do,
Nothing good,
or
I'll
maybe like
wager.
existed for like a
Going
year,
around acting like he owns
and
the
made
place.
maybe decent
with
business,
hardly a word to
and
the
then
Dame.
starting to
It's her
become
town,
complete
not his.
assholes to their own
I take it he'd rather she was in
employees
charge.
and not treating them like humans.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his
Person would just-
eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Like, so many people are like, oh, but you know, you need the money, you need the job. It's hard. Many jobs are.
A question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, there are many jobs
What do you think of
available
the Duke
at
of
the moment.
Oriflamme?
There's so many jobs available to me as well. The only problem that I have is that, despite being this old, I do not have a driver's license yet because I haven't been able to.
He's in for a rude awakening.
And a lot of jobs require me to have a driver's license,
Whatever it
a
takes.
car, good transportation.
People seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
And it's always high-paying stuff. But I respected these people for at least respecting you, Clive. Despite the fact that originally they were complete assholes to you. Because you were a bearer
things I said before.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
So I guess it's gonna be one of those 50-50s where like half of the people will like get the fuck out of here, Duke, and the other half of the people are gonna be like, you know, we might hate the Duke, but he has a point.
You're the one who's
Cynical.
talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted.
He did not persuade him at all. He
Seems
asked
my
questions,
words
and
fell
that
on
was
deaf
it.
ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
I left everything. As long as you remain, the veil is...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
Okay, I don't need to hear that shit on a repeat.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sandbreak is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Felipe. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how much you're paid, I guess. Because if you're paid a good, like, boop that. If you're paid like a good $25 an hour, then maybe it's hard to find another job similar to that.
For you, certainly. Clive, wasn't it?
But I don't know if getting paid that much is really worth
I wanted to ask you about
basically
the Duke
being
of Oriflamme.
treated like
Do you
dog
intend to go
shit.
along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
She's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
He's definitely getting fired from being captain. But doing so, he'll stay with his point.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
So do I go to Isabel or do I go to... Yeah. I obviously would need to, or at least for my recording stuff, before I forget, is I would at least need to learn how to actually edit in the first
How
place.
did you fare? Were
Because,
you able to speak with the Duke?
I was.
besides my previous videos I tried making on like Overwatch, I think Overwatch 1 was the most I've edited, which is just cutting things
So
up,
Northreach is to be a
and then
fortress after all.
I placed a little bit of text for like a
It will
second,
certainly help to hold back the thralls.
and that was basically my biggest edit that I've ever
Though I
done.
doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sandbreck, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
Hey, Felipe.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us.
Exactly.
Standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. And one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Probably. I'm expecting another side mission here. Come on. There we go. Chocobo.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Honestly, I wouldn't even know what to say right now. Talk about how corporations are bullshit at the moment. How we don't get paid enough for what we're doing. which I think is a fact that many companies and corporations should realize.
Enough of you, are there? Safe.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but I think this very much is true. That for some reason, they keep on raising prices on stuff, despite the fact that they know for a fact people can't pay for this shit. At least 90% of the people cannot pay for this stuff continuously, at least.
Too slow.
I'm kind of, if this keeps on going in the pattern that it's going, I dare to say that in 5 years, like, bread is gonna be way too overpriced. Everything is gonna be way more overpriced than it already is. To the point where nobody will be able to afford it.
Two down, one to go.
The way that we're doing stupid shit. And don't even get me started on the defense budget of the US, which is honestly insane. Which honestly, I don't know, unpopular opinion maybe, but I do believe that the defense, oh goddamn, this town is entirely Akashic now. Let me guess.
The whole village is turned. That'll do, girl.
Yeah, this is the guy who sold me stuff. Yeah, I do 100% believe that the defense budget should be dropped by at least 5%. Which I believe would be like a couple $2 billion? And just use that new 5 to 10% is what the defense budget should be dropped by. We don't need it that high. Like, you can be like, oh, well, then we gotta afford all this military equipment and stuff. That shit does not cost that much money. Like, that's just so that if they fuck up, they can pay for it and not actually have to worry about the payment. Like, oh, I made a super weapon, now it blew up. That's like billions of dollars down the drain. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because we already have $1 billion more to be able to spend.
Come on.
So our fuck up means nothing. And then also, you know.
Alright.
Corruption, but, you know, corruption is corruption. It exists everywhere, it's a pain in the ass. It'll never stop just because somebody says, no, do not be corrupt, please. If only that's how it worked. As, oh, you called somebody out on their corruption. Now guess what? Now they're not corrupt. A perfect world. I pressed the dodge button. Chuck that poor Nick down. There's no conspiracy. Yeah, literally, you can Google this shit and what it's being used for. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. Are we really just letting this shit go? I would love for them to not let this go, but... No, that's another one. That's an inventory space increased.
Can uncross his toes now.
I'm on like a weird love-hate relationship with conspiracy theories. Because half the time they actually have some ground to them, but then you just like, at some point it does get to like, yeah, that makes no sense. Stage. Well, this is not much of a conspiracy theory, it's just, nope.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her
All I'll
time in
say
this
is
area
that
is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort.
We're gonna
She
kill
wants
her
me
there?
to join.
What's going on?
She's dangerous, Sid.
Oh, I guess we
I
are.
can stop her.
Then I'm going with you.
Well, shit.
I'll take care of the escort. You can
But
see
all
the
I'm
bearers
gonna
to
say
safety.
is that if
Where are they?
we don't fix the economy sometime soon, there's
Go on
gonna be a
ahead.
housing
I'll follow
crash.
once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
And it is gonna crack hard. Because let's not talk about the fact that, like, I mentioned apartments last time. But if we're talking about straight housing, impossible for anybody who doesn't make. Like, the fact that down payments are
Clive, I was just about to
usually around
I'd like you to take something so round up in
50k to
Seeds
100k.
for planting. Thought it was about
Who
time
gonna
they
be able
started
to
growing
afford
their own
that
food.
realistically?
I'll keep providing
For
them
just
with
the
whatever
down
they need in the
payment.
meantime, of course.
Not to mention the house
If East
itself.
Coast's going to survive,
If you can find a
it's
nice,
got to be able to fend for
you know,
itself.
$100,000
As of
house
those poor bearers,
somehow, somewhere,
they've lived their whole
maybe
lives
in like
in
Texas,
servitude, but now they're their own
pretty
masters.
nice, you know.
It's more wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to
If you
provide for
actually
themselves.
try and live on the coast,
So it's up to
them
us
shits
to
are
teach 'em.
expensive, depending on which coast you live on, East Coast or West Coast. It's just like overpriced for no reason.
With more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's
No
putting
one
a
be able to
brave
afford
face
that
on
shit.
it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's
And
you.
I still believe the minimum wage should have English Minimum wage should have risen
All right.
recently, because I don't know why.
Thanks.
It was
Ask if I
raising,
didn't have to.
like, at least
There.
a buck
That
every
should be
2
enough to keep
years
him in bizarre
previously.
grins for a few years at least.
And, like, you know, back in, like, I think it was 2016, heard about it, like, oh, it's
I'll
gonna,
admit. But they're
we're gonna
hardy,
raise
they
New
grow
York's
fast,
minimum
and they
wage
fill a
to
hole.
15,
Better
and
that
then the
than
rest of
something
the
that'll
country will
wither away
follow.
at first frost. And
And then
Chocobo's
here we
love 'em
are,
too, which is no small thing.
which I'm pretty sure the only
When I
states that
say
have
all of us need to
$15
pull
an
together
hour
to
is
get
New
his
York
back on his
and
feet, I mean all of
California.
us. He ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em
While
right,
every other
and
state
they're
is still
just about
above the
bearable.
U.S. minimum
I'll take
wage,
your
with the
word for
U.S.
it.
minimum wage is
Anyway,
7
Sir Wade'll know what to
point.
do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Neat. Learn new things every day. I'll go south first, I guess. I can do this one first. And then I'll go help Sir Wade deal with this. I can't chocobo. I don't know.
Ready, go? Yeah!
$8. $8.
Good.
The U.S.
We haven't broken
wage
camp
should
yet.
be at least.
How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
That is what the U.S. minimum wage should be, because certain states, you
We've
know,
waited long
obviously
enough. She's
live.
not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Damn, bro, what if I wanted to join you? Summon a tornado and just finish it up. Like, the minimum wage for these higher end states, New York, California, should at the moment be $18 an hour. That is my full belief of what the New York minimum wage and California minimum wage. Actually, California, I'd probably say $20 an hour. Actually, California should be about an hour. New York should be about $18 an hour. If you're in the city, it's $20 an hour. Actually, $21 an hour. Because the city is fucking expensive to live in. And I'm talking about New York City when I talk about the city.
So much for your escort.
Same for like LA.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to.
But casting your lot with this criminal of all people. Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter. And I did terrible things to earn her favor.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
We're just gonna let her walk away? What's going on here? I'm so confused.
To do with her.
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore.
That's what you
And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
Right. If you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything. Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Alright, we got one last mission. In the span of an hour and 28 minutes. No, wait, it brought me right back to the hideaway? Really?
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and Maletta. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. Went quietly, or so we're told. She won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be alright.
Hope so.
Hope
Suppose
so.
you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Well, I guess I'll do all this then. Before I finish up.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papillons.
Finish this up. Get a new blade, I'm guessing.
The man himself. We were just about to make a start on that sword I promised you.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help.
The real question is which blade is going to be stronger. The blade that I'm going to get, or...
Remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
Ooh, we're going to have
To the
top
bellows
tier
it is then.
stuff. is this gonna be a top tier weapon? It's probably not gonna be as good as the blade that we're gonna be making from like.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
Oh, that shit look clean. Oh, that looks clean. Oh, I actually kind of want that.
Sword to end all swords.
Oh, it's the Ragnarok blade.
It's quite something.
I mean, I know this was at least in Final Fantasy 15.
Thank you. Both of you.
I believe it was a
Does this make you pair the greatest
buy
craftsman
weapon,
alive,
so you
then?
actually had to like use real world money to be able to get it. Or it was from the DLC.
This was
Forgot.
just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. But we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravoist.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see. You leave this list with me.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next, who fancies raising a cup to friendship reforged?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time I had something to celebrate.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on their way!
Yeah. Quest complete. And I got a new blade. And a level up. Let's go. It's strong. Go to what? Goater damming recipe?
I never thought me and Zoltan would ever speak again, let alone work together. And if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. You've been a good friend to me, Clive. The best. So, will it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. And?
Alright, at least the Ragnarok blade is stronger.
You tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Alright.
Canva lost. It can't be true. Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lessons? How was she?
With Canva in the
Let's
hands of a
go.
cat.
Ah, Sid. Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Technically, I've been gone for like an hour.
Is it good news or bad?
I don't like the way this guy talks. I don't know.
Good,
I just,
thankfully. Yeah.
I just honestly do not like the way he talks.
Thanks a blimmin' million. I'll fit him to the smelter right away.
I present to you the Telemon Furnace! Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
More inventory.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Stretchy metal. Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise.
Hope so.
So, what do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway.
I reckon.
Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Let's go. That's inventory expanded. That actually might complete my inventory. Ah, inventory maximized. With 2Ds. Upgrade consumable potency to max and inventory to max. So the only trophies that are remaining are getting... Hold on, give me a second. So visiting 13 more areas apparently on this map, which is fucking, like, that is insane. One of them being that secret area that I can't get to yet. Which is like, I wouldn't say secret area, but it's the area in Roselia. This area right here. This is definitely one of them. It just means there's 12 more areas to explore on this map. Which I already know. It's gonna be in, oh my god. I'm so bad. Zoom out. It's gonna be in this area. 100%. We're gonna be exploring this area. We're gonna be doing stuff here. It makes sense. This is the next area. Up until we get to the next mother crystal. Because we've already explored everything else. I thought we would explore it up here, but no, this is just the northern continent that is completely trashed. Which used to have a mother crystal, but I guess that mother crystal died. I got one more side mission to get through. Once I finish this, I'll end the stream for today, and then... Oh yeah, and there's 3 more items apparently obtained from my patrons. AKA doing the side missions. But not 3 more side missions. 3 more
Rossfield,
items received.
What brings you to Eastpool? A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike.
Alright, what are we gonna fight?
Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, so wait.
Unnecessary. You literally have me right here.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lacked men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians, what help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
Yeah, apparently they can fire magic missiles that can kill a person. So...
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared.
No.
And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for.
Oh, sweet, they arrived in time.
Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from
I'm
you.
using the menu theme for this. Oh shit.
Homes, your freedom, your very
Turned up my
lives.
volume way too much. Oh my god.
So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and
Frying
women?
pan. Watch, it's still got that depressing ass bear, bro. Smack him with the goddamn frying pan.
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword.
feel like
I
you're
never
gonna.
dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
Checking.
We all will.
Am I still heard?
Men and women fighting together.
Okay. My mic just like randomly disconnected from the console for a second, so I was like, oh. That's the problem with wireless mics, I'd definitely say. Is that their connectivity isn't 100% guaranteed.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Look at us stare off into the distance. What are we staring at? I have no idea.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them. And for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory?
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria. Let's go.
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Oh, it's 9:45.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you
Hey.
are, Arthur.
Okay. Let's finish this up.
The calm before the storm.
Let's fight. Oonga boongas. Bunch of
Here it comes.
weaklings, honestly.
Not let this
Tornado.
village fall.
Again. Not let this village fall again, Clive. Now let's go right here. Strike me down. Oh. That didn't happen, by the way. That was, figment of imagination. That way I have that up, I kill this guy. I got this. Oh my god, they suck. They just strike so fucking slow. Whatever, they're dead. Raptors. No, I'm gonna be honest, the Raptors basically just the worst versions of Chocobos.
It's over.
Just worse Chocobos, honestly. Because they're weaker defensively. Maybe stronger offensively.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What is it?
Let me guess. Somebody got injured.
An Akashic Curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No.
Nah.
Let them finish the job.
I'll
you
do
stay
it.
here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
May the Founder protect you. Who's the Founder? I have no idea. Is it Grieger? No, Grieger is, what's his face? Is God. The Empire's God. Who the hell is the Founder? Is the Founder just the first king?
Next one's mine.
This might have been explained to me, but I was not paying enough attention, I guess. I just want to finish this up.
Let's go.
And get ready to go to work.
Time to fight.
I don't need to fight these guys. Eastpool's got it.
There it is.
Wings of light. Got hit. I got hit. Alright, listen, my guy. Pissing me off. Pop this down. Get him with the fire, the flames, and the beam. Oh shit. Alright, sweet. I know, we're level 43 at this point, so... Honestly, these level 35s ain't doing shit.
Alright. Back to Eastpool.
Get it. Or succeeding in its own defense. That is fine, sweet.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
Got to scroll up.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians.
You know, I really think about it, but Final Fantasy 16 here could be an anime. I'm just saying. Like, even more so than like other games, because obviously anything could be an anime.
I shall
But,
remain
like,
here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlians, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support,
Like,
Martha?
so much stuff happens that would
I'd
just
be
be
counting
in
on
an
yours
anime.
Too. Us Rosarians have
Again,
got to
all
stick
the way in the
together, haven't
beginning.
we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive,
Where?
come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Great. Head into the stable. Martha's Rest.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together?
18 years ago.
From the Stillwind Marshes.
Our only mission together.
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant marble.
He did really just face a giant marble as like a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old boy? I think he was 15.
When the odds seemed so
Yeah, he was
stacked in the
15
enemy's
years
favor,
old.
I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time
Yeah, right now he's 30,
that day and remember what
33.
it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So wait.
This is like a side episode, OVA, filler episode, basically. That's what this would be. That's what all like the side missions, well, most of the side missions would be, I should say. Would be like filler episodes.
I know the rest of the world will be safe
But
in yours.
I'll do my best.
since most would be filler episodes, you got a few that would be like main episodes. Like Theo dying. Like that would be like a main episode. You fight the dragon, and then he turns his back, and there it is. An
The
Akashic
hero
Theo.
returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
Be delivering seeds
It's
everywhere.
only right that you
Seed
get
man.
rewarded for it.
Pause.
Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean.
Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps
But at least he
finish
tried.
what people like Sid and my father started.
God damn it, I turn the mic back on and then instantly I
If we
hear
don't manage it, there's always them who come after us.
the fan that I
Good
have.
thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Quest complete. And that's the massive 2-hour side content Palooza I went through. Palooza is not the good word, but you know what? Bonanza. That's what it was. Palooza. Where the fuck did Palooza come from?
How do? Thanks very much. Much obliged. Thanks very much. Much obliged. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Much obliged. And that's it. 2 hours, 5 minutes for this stream, and about 15 minutes for what I tried to stream yesterday. So about 2 hours and 20 minutes of just straight side content, no main missions. Well, there's a lot of people who won't enjoy that. That's how I play games. I'll try and do as much of the side content as possible, and even if I'm making, like, you know, YouTube videos and stuff, it's not gonna stop me from doing all the side content that I can. Especially when I'm invested in the game. Yeah, rest in peace. Theo, he was a true one. Ooh, lag. I now have 2 more. Martha's Rest, which means I guess Martha's missions are done now. And the Crimson Caravans. So I think those 2 missions are maybe done, actually. So I'm guessing all that's left is just finishing everyone's stuff, I guess. But all I know is that next time I'll be doing the main mission. Next time, you know, I'll be here, just in case. That was a fun one. I'm glad my stream worked. I'm gonna save. And we will leave this for next time. Tomorrow, we will progress into the main mission. More than likely, the game isn't over for the next, like, 5 hours. So I might be able to finish on Sunday. Who knows?